Hello and welcome to a bonus episode. That's where you guys do some weird sound thing. I don't know.
This episode.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate. I asked for it and I got what I asked for. Welcome to our first mission debrief. We just wanted to take a second, and kind of just powwow about how we think the first episodes have gone. Yeah. So I'm the DM. Brian Hops. With me, I have Trayvon Starkwind.
Jacob Wyckoff. I don't really got much besides that. I'm a pretty normal, boring guy.
I've got Delvilos Soria.
Ryan Siller. Living the dream.
and Odor K-Pok.
This is Joseph Smeckle on the record.
He's also on the record. Wow, it is very little differentiation between the two. Both of them are just like, hey, what up? I'm on the record, baby.
We're on the record today talking about our family. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, your family? Combined?
Our DM family, right? Yeah. A little dungeon family.
Yeah, our Dungeons and Dragons family, not you and Odor being related, yeah?
I am related.
All right, this man, I'm going to just call this man out right now. I just watched him take the fattest bite out of a can of pineapple. Because, this man was like, all right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go use the bathroom, and just came back with a can of pineapple.
Big old can of Dole pineapple. Is that beer?
All right.
Okay, no famous. I'm just drinking coconut water and eating a Hostess, so...
Yeah, we're just here. We're hanging out.
Where'd you find the Hostess at?
At the local 7-Eleven, ironically enough, they have them here in Houston.
It wasn't at a restaurant? Okay, we're moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Great. What are some of your favorite moments so far? I guess is where we'll start. Or how do you guys feel so far now that we're 12 episodes in?
Oh man,
I'm excited. Playing lawfully good is really freaking hard.
I don't know why that would be so hard for you.
I think I'm more neutral sometimes.
But, lawful neutral or just true neutral?
Lawful neutral.
Lawful neutral.
Because sometimes
okay.
I feel so split now, especially finding out stuff about his own Arai, that he's actually helping people. And there's been this whole misconception, but it's you want to follow Solstice and you want to do your job and you want to do all that, but at the same time it's what's going on with his own Arai? Is he helping the people? Right? Is he a Robin Hood? And even at the end of the day, people who do that can only go you can go so far and cross the line, even if it's for a good cause. You're doing a bad thing, but it's just bouncing that around. And now that it looks like we're getting closer to getting some answers in this fucking sunken city, which is so cool. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I love the whole world, the idea of the tunnels and the bioluminescent looms.
Bioluminescent, is that the word you're looking for right now?
That is
okay,
the word.
I got pineapple brain, y'all.
I got pineapple brain. You know what happens when I eat some pineapple, man? It just goes straight to...
Boy.
All right, we have to keep this on topic.
No, but I feel I like the world so far. I definitely am excited for the sunken city, but I definitely agree on the whole trying to stick to your political compass, or or not political, moral compass, whether it's you're trying to be neutral good, lawful good, chaotic good. Yeah. I mean, full along the board. I thought Odor was chaotic good for a bit. He's definitely a lot more chaotic than good. It's Trayvon, I'm trying to keep him
crazy shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it neutral good for the most part, but I feel it's hard to just always do the quote unquote good thing when obviously the more fun thing is way more chaotic.
Well, what are some times whenever you definitely felt you pushed more chaotic than good, or more chaotic?
Oh, definitely. I'd say chaotic steps would. I would say number one would have to be the most recent one where I let Slim Jimmy knock me out as I stole the keys of Squad B. That was definitely just full chaos, just fully just.
I would say even challenging Coetzee. Even challenging Coetzee was pretty freaking chaotic.
That was an early chaotic move.
Yeah, that was that's something I would have done, but I didn't. So
well, that was the one time you actually showed restraint. So it's like, it seems like if I can at least balance it where whenever I do my chaotic stuff, it's not right when you do it, so it doesn't go over the board. Like, for example, maybe jumping out, you know, a 10-story building to get into a capital.
Yeah, I was just glad in the last episode we just did. I was worried that I wasn't gonna make it, and then we were all tied together, and it was just we were just gonna plummet to our deaths, and it would just been a total party kill right there.
Thank you for listening to Goon Squad Radio. Squad G is in
There will be
This
no
has
more
been a good
episodes.
Podcast. You know, it was good. You know, it was
Would
good
we
while it
just be like,
lasted.
if we get a total party kill, would you just create like a squad F and like we just create characters and we come in and we're like, all right, so squad G got wrecked right here. You pick up where they left off and see what's going on. We never really liked them anyway.
Wait, can we take over as Betha and like Corentos Cobble and all
I
that?
do not want to play as Betha. She can't hit shit. Her 2-hit has to be like negative. God damn. No cap on Becca. Though.
I think what would happen if you guys did get a total party kill, I don't think you would come back in as anybody you've already met. There's definitely like more parts of the world where super interesting secret things are happening that you would pick up from like people in those positions, or you would pick up as like commoners in certain cities, and like time would pass and you'd pick up in kind of like this disaster zone part of the world. We'd figure it out, you know.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's on track where people are very on edge. There was just a major city attacked, and no one knows like where this attacking force came from. So you would be in this kind of like quote unquote like Cold War-esque threatening time, and you would pick
Everyone's
up as
tense.
people. Yeah, and I think we would have you guys pick up either back in Lanusian, or you guys would get to pick, do you want to pick up somewhere in Briozinha or Glassatera? Like, you guys would get to have that choice of where do you want to pick back up, but you wouldn't pick back up in Solstice.
Gotcha. Well, I think Briozinha would be pretty cool, like, sidestep, kind of seeing where everything's going on, just because it seems like kind of like a happy-go-lucky place, you know? A lot of political, like, at least from the little bit that I have heard from, good old Dell here, it seems like, you know, there's a little bit of some political strife there, but overall it seems like a really happy, you know, kind of like, you know, vibrant place. You know, it's spring. Of course, you know, everything's always good in spring. So I can imagine they hear that and it's like, oh my God, did you
whenever Hops emailed us, like with all the places that you could choose to be from, and I read Spring Court, and I was like, that just seems like such a happy-go-lucky place, like such a peaceful, nice.
Oh yeah.
I was like, man, imagine what can go wrong. Yeah, let's go. Let's go there. And so I was like, I like that idea. That's where I built the wireless around, like the idea of like the good and like the fluff and the happiness and all that. But you know, we'll see where he gets. He's already approaching some dark moments.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, coming from chaotic points and pointing those out, definitely maybe blowing up an entire apartment, that was absolutely insane.
That was definitely my bad because I just really wanted to use that spell.
I definitely was that the spell you were like, hey Hops, I want to ritual prepare this spell and I'm going to tell you what it is ahead of time. Was that the same one?
No, that was Dispel Magic. I did Dispel Magic to save it to just in case I ever needed it, and I just used it recently in episode 12.
Okay. Because like looking back, I went back and like double checked Glyph of Warding while I was editing it, and to make sure like everything was still followed right. And the casting time on Glyph of Warding is like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But in the episode, I was like, yeah, you can cast that in like 60 seconds, no problem. Just because like
because I was really ready for it.
So much cooler. It like casting time, I understand why it's important, but I also think it's way cooler to just be like, yeah, like you can booby trap this place really fast.
Hell yeah.
Especially if that's like what you know how to do.
Yeah.
So
I mean, plus it's like also I think it's better, like the rules are more important I think in combat than really out of combat. So it's like, oh, if you wanted to cast like Glyph of Warding right now, obviously it's not going to happen if he's in combat. But I mean, if you're
and technically we have the memories of a lot of the past. Like I have a lot of past
so
players, so
also,
there could have been one that was like really into fucking like, hey, maybe that was like a little conscience in the back of my head, like, yo, bro, you should blow this motherfucker up.
Bro.
You had like a demo expert like background.
Torm is on my shoulder like, do it. The other Torm's like, do it.
You just gotta set that Glyph of Warding and watch it go. Like that kind of stuff.
Bill starts talking to himself.
Does Actually, does our memories get uploaded to that? Because there's going to be a lot of memories of me clubbing narwhals, and I don't know if anyone needs.
You're just gonna see some dude get enhanced and just come out in tears. My friend.
I would say that your memories prior to the procedure were uploaded, and everything you've done since then, you haven't re-uploaded or haven't been like quote unquote like synced to this experience. So you like your new stuff is not uploaded yet. But yeah, so like, but also they go through theoretically and like cull all the like they only keep the useful stuff, like things you can learn from. So I don't know what you would learn from clubbing a baby narwhal.
Shutting off your emotions.
Jesus
Pain.
Christ.
You learn the
Brutality.
true meaning of pain.
The circle of life.
The circle of life.
The circle of life.
Do you just come up with this shit too? Or are you like before the session, you're like, man, I really want to bring up
Yeah,
narwhal.
I have
real.
so many questions about where your ideas come from.
I know it's from
Like,
creatine and pre-workout. I saw you smash a bottle of Harambe's blood before we started.
before a recording session,
Yeah,
and you just came
We
in
just
Hot.
off the
like
press.
I thought it was gonna take maybe a minute for it to kind of come in, but oh my god, no, that was
Dude,
like immediate.
Can you catch?
Pre-worky
Jesus.
takes like 10 minutes, dude. Oh, yeah. All right, real quick. Let's dissect that moment real fast.
Which one?
Odor, what was the logic behind the can you catch discussion?
Well, see, I thought he was going to catch it because he told me. And my logic was he's either going to catch it. It was basically a fuck around and find out kind of situation. I wasn't really sure what was going to happen. I thought he was going to catch it. I really didn't think he was a phoenix. That I just looked out on that, honestly, guys. I could have just cold-blooded murdered that guy, and yeah, I would have to rethink a lot of things. But yeah, I thought I wanted him to answer a question that he couldn't answer, and yeah, I guess we found that question was not correct.
The look on me and Siller's faces, though, whenever that happened, was just a pure, just like distraught and just, well, shit, here we go.
Here I go killing again.
You guys got very, very lucky in that moment that like Odor waited to do that until you had at least found the information on like, yeah, and this is like where people have been coming. Like this is kind of like the main access point outside Lanusian. Like that little gem of nugget of information that you guys needed. But also like I can understand Odor's, if I like looking at it, that guy was way too cool and confident about the situation. When you were like, yeah, and like who's his contact? And he's like, oh, it's me. Like I'm the guy. Like that's me. And like that alone, I was ready for one of you to be like, I'm going to kill him. Like, just right now.
I was like, well, we need answers. I was hoping to get some more out of him, but hopefully we don't run into him again, essentially, because I know next time it's blood. Next time it's bad.
We did get what we
like,
needed
jumped.
to. We got the location.
Plus, we got to keep our car and our money. So, in a way, it was beneficial.
Oh my god. I still feel bad about that.
Yeah, that was...
At least I
my
made him
God,
into a
yeah.
cup.
That is true. At least you know that, and it was a very beautiful cup.
Thank you. One
I'd
of
say,
my
honestly,
favorite
if you
nat
don't at some
20s I've
point
ever had in
actually do some
D&D.
clay work to make a cup, though. I mean, I will be highly disappointed.
He's gonna
Also,
Beautiful.
rolling a nat 20 to turn someone's ashes into a cup is ridiculous.
That's a very
Like,
D&D thing.
It's a very, very D&D moment. You guys have, I think, Trayvon, you said you kept track of this. You guys have run...
Oh, yes, I have it right here.
You've run a nat 20 in every single episode so far, right? Like
yeah,
somebody's
no,
rolled one?
there's only one, and that was the episode where we went through the transformation just because we really didn't have a lot of chance to rolls. But besides that, out of 13 sessions, 12 sessions, someone's rolled a nat 20.
That's
And in
amazing.
one session,
Sheesh.
we all rolled a nat 20 at the same time. And
Yeah,
that
what was that
itself
on? That
was
was on-
insanity.
What was that on? That was on like a perception check.
It was
Perception
just a
check into the
perception check
building.
inside the building.
It's always on
It was
dumb
like, yeah,
shit.
no one's in there.
Yeah, it was an empty
Yeah.
room that we
Yeah.
cast it on.
It's like the coolest fucking thing that could have happened in D&D, and it was wasted.
It wasn't wasted, but it was nice to know that like the building was empty and no backup was nearby.
Yeah, that's
a lot of smoke and mirrors in his big plans. But yeah, all right. So I guess, do you guys have any questions for me about the world going forward?
Real quick, have we come across the BBE and not known it yet?
That would be a big giveaway.
The
big bad evil guy.
I don't want to know.
Or if we ever run directly into him, have we come across information that could lead us to figuring it out?
You've definitely come across information that would lead you guys to figure it out.
Okay. All right.
Cool,
okay. So I'm going to take a wild guess here, and if I get it right, you don't have to answer, but I want to see your reaction.
No, I don't want to know this.
Cozy.
Dude, I don't know. Like, who...
He doesn't even know who the bad character is.
We'll find out in the last
episode. Also, like,
all right, this is it.
Here's the thing. So right now, what we've kind of set up is that there's like a bunch of different people who are all very morally gray, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like when they're looking at themselves in the mirror, they're like, that's a bright white shining guy and the other guy's black, but they're both just shades of gray.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like the big bad, quote unquote, so far is really gonna come down to like where you guys as a squad place your alignments moving forward as things come into play. Because like even Delvilos has said, like, hey, I'm feeling like I don't know about Coetzee and I don't know about Azona Rai. Like,
damn. So even like the biggest ally could actually be the BBE.
Potentially, yeah. Like there's no telling
moves and motives and all that.
Yeah. On how you guys start to feel as you unravel more of the world and the lore and the backstory moving forward.
Also,
Beautiful.
One thing I also wanted to bring up is that there's another continent we don't talk about, and it's mainly like the group of islands, like the nomads. Are we ever going to get a chance to come across them at some point, or are they just kind of like...
Are those the Tickleberry bellies?
Is that where the Tickleberry tribe
that's not where the Tickleberry I mean, yeah, we might go there. We might have a beach episode where you guys just go hang out on like the nomadic islands for a little bit.
Oh, no. Well, also, I'm super stoked for the art show that's coming up. That's going to be...
Oh, my God. We actually do an art show.
That is absolutely so funny. Like, that is probably one of my favorite bits from this show so far is making an art show. Yeah, first off is Odor going to make a distraction, just looking at him, pausing and going, "Are you distracted?" is hilarious, first and foremost. And then being like, "Yeah, we need it for an art show. Like, we're making an art project because there's a modern art show happening." And then like pressing that to Jimothy, then mentioning it again to Moomin and also to Elise, but like saying it to Jimothy, and then the next person you bring it up to is Coetzee and saying, "Hey, by the way, Jimothy, the clerk, yeah, he thinks we're having an art show, so you got to figure that out." And just telling him, like, "Dude, you got to get that shit together," is so weird and such like an Odor power move.
I love it.
Well, that's the other thing is he gonna follow through with it? That's the other thing. Or are we just gonna look like a bunch of dumbasses like with some art ready to go, and they're just like, "What the hell are y'all doing?"
It's confidence, okay? It's just confidence. I'll cast some shit so we get high charisma, and we'll just like go in there and like be like, this is amazing modern art, and it can just be like simple.
But like, that's assuming you guys are back in time.
For
the art show.
What if we stand up our gifts?
If we miss the art show, I'm gonna feel so sad. I'm gonna have to get like Jimothy, just like some chocolates and like a bouquet or something, and being like, "I'm sorry, we really hyped it up and we weren't there for that."
You guys just didn't show up to the art show that you told Jimothy was happening.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make it.
All right.
Also, what if he doesn't show up? And then I'm gonna go hunt him down.
Yeah.
Whoa. Hey. Be nice
so I
to
can get some answers.
I like Jimothy and Timothy.
Okay.
No, they were some fun NPCs. That one was just...
Who's your favorite character?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. I'm gonna have to take a stab here. Definitely one of the Dragonborns. I'd say probably Oscar, just right off the bat, was one of my favorite, just because it was like, yeah, we're gonna hit the weight room, and they're like, oh, super cool, and then we're gonna hit some plates, and then later on, Democus loses his arm, and he's like, here's a hand, he's like, oh, I got one, haha. Like I like
Yeah.
Dragonborns a lot. They're some of my favorites.
Yeah, they're just like two cool dudes. They're just two like bros who are living their best life.
Exactly.
Siller, who's your favorite character or your favorite NPC?
Oh shit, dude. Not gonna lie. It's either Susan or Betha. Betha because she's just like so conflicted and she has such a cool story. But Susan because, she just has a twinkle in her eye that I can't look past.
How was Betha? We haven't checked on Betha not in a long time. Not after. The incident.
Yeah, you guys have been gone at this point in the story. You guys have been gone for what, like 4 or 5 days since you last saw Betha now?
Yeah, it's not the best. Hopefully she pulls through.
I mean,
But she
she
did
should
pull
be
through.
fine.
We
Yeah,
walked
she's-
past her.
she's
just
alive.
off, she's in bed rest for a little bit.
Oh, okay. Just making sure no one strangled her or sleep or anything.
Whoa, hey, whoa.
What the hell?
Did you put a hit out on her already?
Yeah, I definitely have just been writing character deaths off screen. I've got a list of how they're going to happen.
Elise, how's the other squads? What other squads?
You are the one.
Elise is the BBE. She's been executing all the squads.
What other squads? The world turns dark as the sun fades from the sky. Elise's eyes illuminate in a bright white as
No.
thunder claps
I
in the
knew it.
distance. And she looks at you, she goes, Squad G never existed. You are figments of my imagination, and I will just
Oh my.
yeah, that's definitely the plan. That's it. That's episode 99, guys.
I wake up and I'm asleep at a desk in the spring court. None of this ever happened.
Trayvorn and Odor are just figments of Delvilos' imagination.
I wake up and I'm like, here are your papers, boss. And it's just scribbles turned into a doctor. And they lock me back into a white room with pillows on the side. And they're like, goodbye,
Pull
Delphi.
a community episode. Or is it? No, stop. What are you talking about? I had a backpack. I left my car there the other week. What are you talking about?
Oh man. Odor, who is your favorite? Or
It has to be
Smeckle.
cornbread toss cobble. I do enjoy.
Cornbread toss cobble, dude.
You mean,
His name is
step up?
Corin, but okay.
Corn. Yes.
Also, I like how much trouble we had saying his name in the beginning. So we just settled on cornbread.
We can settle this if his middle name is Bread. You can be like Corin Bread.
Rewrite the character, Hops. Rewrite the character.
Also a sentence, technically.
Can we re-record the entire series and say that his middle name is Bread?
Yeah.
We don't need to re-record the whole series to just go, yeah, sure, Corin's middle name can be Bread.
We'll just add weird every time we mention his name, you'll have a cut in of you just saying bread.
Actually, I think what we'll do is this. His name will be Corin Bradley Toscobble. And that does that make everyone happy?
So it's a cornbread toss cup.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. That is officially canon. His name is Corin Bradley Toscobble.
You heard it here.
So he's Corin Bread Toscobble.
You heard it here, folks.
CBT.
Yeah, so Hops, what are some times that we've thrown you through the loop? There's always times.
Besides every episode.
Where you thought we took a left,
Okay.
but we took a right.
Big loops that I got thrown through in this campaign so far. Number one off the top of my head is definitely in the episode 12, I believe it is, when Odor just acts as Phoenix. That one threw me for a loop.
Straight done.
Diffusing the Azona Rai situation where instead of trying to reconnect or talk to your teammates or do anything, Odor in one turn threw Betha out a window and then pinned the other guy, Leon. A lot of just the things that throw me out the window or throw me for a loop are moves by Odor K-Pop.
Someone else.
Especially his workouts, though.
Did you expect Coty to get called
into
out?
the wall?
That's another big one that threw me off, is when it was you can challenge anybody. I didn't say any of the recruits. I said anybody, and Wyckoff was like, cool, great.
I want the big guy.
Trayvorn Starkwind's gonna try and fight the biggest, baddest mofo in this hoe. That one definitely threw me for a loop. And then the Delvilos going, seeking a challenger and stabbing it into the wall. That episode threw me for a loop. And I also didn't expect Odor to be like, I don't want to fight anybody. I'm good. I don't need to fight
One
anybody.
episode, he's like, yeah, I'm just going to chill.
But later, I'll throw
Like
an axe
that-
and so on.
Yeah, exactly. That episode fully took me for a loop. I did not expect that at all. The what was it? The way this capital was handled, that one took me for a little. I definitely expected you guys to go to the small reactor at Trevorn's house when he realized it was like kind of near where his house was.
You're right. Gotta take
yeah.
care of the fam.
Oh, I've never checked on my mom. Oh, Jesus.
We even talked about
Yeah,
my
it's gonna
family
really-
a lot.
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah, we've
about
talked
that
more
today.
about Delvilos's family.
Well, even then, like, we haven't really, like, I feel like out of everyone we know the most about, it seems like I think we know a decent amount about mine, but I don't know much about Delvilos's besides, just, he's from Springcourt, worked in the office for a little bit, went to do political stuff. And the thing is, even though we know Odor's been to prison, we haven't known why. Well, I mean, besides, like, the sequences, like, the dream sequences and all that, but at the same time, it's like, what exactly was going through Odor's mind? What exactly did Odor do? Well, I guess technically we do know he was with the Ticklebelly tribe and all that. So I guess we know a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to know a bit more about like Del's like upbringings and things like that.
Well, the biggest thing is like whenever I was like, a teenager, I was actually known as Lil Del. And I thought I wanted to be a bard for a little bit. So I hopped into spoken jazz and hip hop.
Jazz. Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That seems very Springcourt.
I'm freaking joking.
Is that like California Coast rapping?
That is not actually.
I was like, I don't remember ever having this conversation, but it's possible I forgot.
We're just rewriting the world around the DM.
By the way, it's actually a sphere, not a disc.
Hey, no, you shut your mouth. It's a disc.
it's a cone.
Technically, it's a cone, but disc
wait.
is fine.
Wait, is it a cone? Seriously?
Yeah, because it's like one flat side of the planet faces the sun, and then you don't really know what's behind it. So it's assumed that it's like a conical
okay.
shape.
Okay, I see you.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense because if the disc was only so far, you'd eventually hit like the floor.
What if we're just a frisbee going through space?
Bro, what if we're a donut?
Is this disc golf? What's the end game here?
What's the in-game hops?
A hole in one.
Oh shit!
All right, so Trayvon, what are your theories on what's happening with everything going on right now in Lanusian?
All right. So I got about maybe two solid ones. I have one involving my father being a good guy, the other one being a bad guy. The one with him being a good guy, he was working at he was really good at his research and what he did, and then he got approached by some of these people he's seen with the wrongdoings of what Lanusian were, since he was more of a scholar, and of course that would also kind of, in a way, it also kind of explains my whole hey, I'm more accepting than most people in Lanusian kind of thing. That's how my dad raised me. And essentially, he's trying to help fix things, and then he got in too deep and, starting to realize, oh, hey, they're trying to, they're not trying to, start a political movement. Not going too far, but also just being well, maybe I can figure out a way to kind of fix things. And he came across, some architects that, would be able to help him, and he struck a deal. And, eventually, he kind of turned evil. That's one way. And then the other one was, he just started the whole movement altogether, and it was just very hey, this is how we're going to do it. Kind of similar to Attack on Titan. I don't know if anyone's really seen that.
Familiar.
Well, essentially, just kind of he started out, he saw the wrongdoings.
Sorry.
just started the wrongdoings. He knew what was happening, and then he would, from there he would just go and you're hey, I need to start a movement. And, he started the underground thing in the, the shack, and, started going there, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then, in the stabbing cabin where apparently I was, produced.
Okay.
No, just, that's another theory. I could have been produced in the stabbing cabin. You never know.
I mean, it's not the stabbing cabin for no reason, what I mean?
But,
It's not the stabbing cabin at all.
But yeah, just essentially it was either, he was good and then kind of got roped into it, or he just started off with good intentions and it just completely just went downhill.
Right.
But then of course there's also the possibility that Solstice is evil the whole time and they're just trying to control everything. But also, from so far it seems like everything's running pretty normally. The big thing is, how corrupt is the politics. But that's kind of where I'm at so far with this. There's a couple other theories I got, but I mean, I feel like it'd just be dragging on at that point. But that's what I got from at least my father so far.
Okay. Odor, do you have any conspiracy theories about the world so far?
Yeah.
Or theories in general?
I think I have a theory that the world is against me. The whole world is just facing me. Odor K-Bug.
Yeah, that's paranoia, my guy.
Take care of it.
We should get him over to Moomin.
Really,
I believe it was the great bard, Peter Wentz, who once said you can only blame your problems on the world for so long before it all becomes the same old song.
yeah, sounds like that guy's full of shit.
Oh
my god.
Very Odo response.
Jesus. That was
basically what I think's gonna happen is that we're gonna find out this Arizona tea guy is
Arizona Rye.
Arizona Rye.
Also,
guy.
I can't believe it's an anagram for Arizona. In case no one's figured that out yet, that just blows my mind.
Arizona Rye.
Bruh, names are so easy. Literally, I'm gonna say this now, and I'll say it again probably at least 100 more times before I die. Language is made up, dude. Just say whatever you want. Language and fashion are both made up, and that's it.
Except fashionism. Fascism wasn't made up, guys.
Are you saying fascism or fashionism? Because fascism is definitely a real thing. Fashionism, I don't know what that means. Fashion,
It's
like the way people dress and what's in and hip, is all conjecture.
By the way, no one's wearing a Hawaiian shirt today, so
yeah.
We
Forgot.
failed.
can we do that
You
next
guys
time?
scrap
Can we
these
like go to the
episodes.
thrift store and just get like a couple, like a $3 Hawaiian shirt, and we're
You know what's funny is I even got an ad for some Hawaiian shirts this week. I feel like I really let myself down here.
you just send me
So anyway, so basically, I just think what's going to come down to is like we're going to have some basic understanding of the world that's created. I do think the specters are from the other side of the planet, and that the world really doesn't seem to be all that. They use the sun to control the power, and I think there's no real evil in this world. It's just going to be our decision shaping what happens. There's going to be really no per se evil necessarily. We're gonna get our morals tested a lot, and we're just gonna see what happens. I don't know if that made any sense. So we're just gonna.
I felt it. Felt it in
I
my
don't understand
bones.
it, but I feel it.
All right. Siller, you got any theories for us you want to share with the class?
Yes. First of all, I'm pretty sure that someone keeps on using my car. The mileage keeps on going up, but maybe they're taking it on a test drive, I swear. But on the real, I do think that there is some shady stuff going on with Solstice. I think that maybe, like, kind of feeding off what Smeckle said, like, if it maybe we're on the wrong side, like maybe we're on the dark side even though it's light, and it's kind of like a mistake, and his owner knows this and he's trying to flip it. But I definitely don't like the idea that there's so many people trapped underneath and all that, and like there's going to be a huge moral dilemma. But it also could be the other way around. It's kind of like hit or miss. That's why I'm excited to talk to Azona, even though he might be like really charismatic. Maybe he's like speaking the truth and finding out more about Trevorn's dad. That might help a lot. Like if there's like connections with morality, like maybe Trevorn's dad's like an anchor for like good. And if we can assert, like if Trevorn's dad's working with Azona, we can be like, all right, well then this might be the right thing to do. Because at the end of the day, I'm following a line of a god, and even though I'd like dedicated myself to Solstice, if I do feel like that is not how I feel, because I'm about justice, and if this is a gross misuse of justice, if this is wrong, I feel like the right thing to do would be getting it back to the way it was, and if doing the right thing. And if that is the case, then I'm talking about going up against like Solstice, and that's just, to me, is like, that's fucking wild, because we'd be going up against all these other squads, and I think it's going to be something like that. Like, that's my conspiracy.
I think I have another conspiracy. Hops hasn't written the end of this and just asked. all
This is
three
it
of
right
us-
here. He's actually asking us to piece it together. This bonus episode will never be aired. Pops is just developing the end. I see him scribbling
He's like,
down
oh,
things.
I like this. I like this. I like this. This seems good. Yeah, this makes sense.
Like, these are good ideas. These are good ideas.
Dude, yeah, these are great. I love it. We're gonna actually record 3 different endings.
Oh, we're gonna have a little play along, like y'all, like you make the choices. You
Yeah.
like the
So
listener.
if you wanted the squad to do this at the end of episode blank, cut ahead to episode blank. Fuck, that would be so much planning. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
no,
You
that'd
wanted
be
to do
insane
this,
amount
stop
of
the
planning.
podcast because you're sick.
That's when
I mean,
that's our sponsored content. You know, if we make it big, we'll start doing multiple.
Our
endings.
spawn con.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, do like bonus episodes doing the same thing, but like make different choices.
You know,
What happens if we don't plunge an axe into the heart of the guy who has apparently answers to everything we need to know, including things we didn't even think to ask? He knew everything, dude.
Ooh, another conspiracy.
he's not dead though. He's a phoenix.
Maybe he was all knowing because of like that bird or whatever. Like maybe the bird knew everything and he was like communicating with that dude.
Sorry, another one. What if the Phoenix? What if he is one of the constructs that the Feeks was talking about?
He would
Where
have
they were coming in and make,
That bird
altering.
plucked its own feather before it turned to
Yeah.
ash.
So, oh my god, what if he was what if the bird was the actual?
That's
oh
what
my
I'm
god,
saying, dude.
Yo, that would be cool. And I almost got the fucker. Oh man, Oh.
Nailed that freaking. That was like dub season in Central Texas. You were like, bird?
Pull.
Oh, and you know what I really want to see, man? We need a freaking familiar. Something cute and adorable that Odor can fall in love with and hold to replace the loss of his pet. And that would make like Odor
Actually,
soft.
yes.
And that can make like Odor soft and like lawful. He can be like, I'll do it for Mr. Squiggles or something like dumb like that. If you could have a familiar
Honestly,
Odor,
yes.
what would it be?
I don't know. I don't know. I really haven't.
Okay,
really
yeah,
thought
that's a
of the
good
idea.
question. If you guys could have familiars, what would they be?
I would have something that could fly, something that I could use for like perception, like something that I could like use to like kind of show areas and stuff like that. Maybe do some scouting. So yeah, probably a bird of some kind. If not a bird, maybe a bat.
To be honest,
That'd
I
be
don't
cool.
know what a familiar is.
Basically, an animal companion.
Okay. So,
She's sitting here like, yeah, familiar. Yeah, that'd be real cool.
that's also the other thing. Yeah, we might sound like we know what we're doing. Hops probably sounds like he knows what we're doing, but we've literally just started probably over the last 2 years or so.
Guys,
so
we're almost at a year.
Yeah,
like
year.
we started
Oh,
this
yeah,
campaign
actually.
around this time last year.
This
That's
campaign.
true.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or we started the other campaign
Oh.
around this time last year.
And then since then, we've just been doing nothing but like one shots. Everyone gets like a little DM
So
action in here.
we're
and there.
pretty amateur actually on the whole, I would say, scale of D&D.
Oh, 100%.
Like we're not.
I agree.
But like, the first steps to being great at something is being kind of bad at it.
Well,
so.
no, I mean, I think it adds a lot to us. Everyone's.
I think it makes it relatable and like easy to digest, in my
Mhm.
opinion. But that's just me. I'm also just having fun doing this. Like, it's a good time.
Oh yeah, no, I always look forward to whenever we get a chance to record sessions because it's like, well, for one, it's just us being like, just, dumb and having fun, which I mean we do all the time anyways. But
I just can't wait until we get into cosplay, and we're just gonna go really full send into cosplay.
I can't wait to see
I'm
you,
just saying
Joseph
the Renaissance
Smeckle, in a
over here.
full Odor cosplay. It's gonna be great.
I'm basically just gonna be Mr. T.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna talk about that real quick.
I did
You
not do
with the
that on
owl
purpose.
feather turned into Mr. T, because you definitely were like, yeah, I want like a denim jacket or denim vest, leather
I was just
pants.
thinking about like I don't want to be like this leathered out dude. It just seems kind of weird. Like just anybody like nowadays. I know it's like we're going kind of 80s ish kind of theme, but like all leather is just unsettling. Just no
Yeah.
matter what the context is. So I was like, I can't, and I don't want to do all denim because then I just feel like it's a little too southern. Not against being southern, but I'm not trying to wear just all.
You could
denim
go the
everything.
Jay Leno route and go all denim.
I'm on a after my big talk show, I'm actually
Yeah.
gonna own a bunch of cars and open a show about it.
Delvilos,
Yes.
if you could have a familiar, what would it be?
Oh man. I think I would have a squirrel.
Why a squirrel?
They're quick and they can like wrap around the body and all that, and they can like go and like fetch things, like not like when they like run around and like they can just like, cling on.
Okay,
and they're resourceful, you know. They can like pack away things, and I would like to cast enlightenment on it at one point and talk to a squirrel.
Very nice, very nice.
Or talk with animals if you had it stack.
Oh shit!
Or wait, did clerics have it?
No idea. I think it's like a druid thing.
Yeah, I won't tell you guys what I would give you if I were to give you an animal.
Also,
like we'll probably get to an animal familiar eventually, and I would definitely give you something different. But the thing that like if it were me playing that I would look for what.
I'm sorry. I just got a snap from Smeckle. He does this all the time during sessions where he just sends snaps of the most pointless things and it derails whatever the hell you're doing because for some reason you can't not look at your phone. So for context,
God. Do I put guys? Question: is it just his thumb? Yep, he drew a smiley face on his thumb. Oh, it's his big toe. Jesus,
he drew a smiley face on his toe. I'm sorry. Anyways, didn't mean to derail.
I was gonna say. I think, like, for my person, if I had to pick, in theory, like, if I were to give an animal familiar to someone, I'd give them, like, the Tressum, which is, when we played the Baldur's Gate adventure in the Vanthemfor's Villa, the Tressum was the cat thing that kept following Thorgrim around.
That cat thing was cool.
Because it can see invisibility. Which is like a super cool like ability. Like it doesn't do anything else, but like to be able to detect things that are invisible is really cool. Which is why you guys will never get a creature that just has that ability, because then I can't do anything fun like make invisible monsters that fight you or invisible bridges that then proceed to. Dude, I liked the invisible bridge. I thought it was cool. It was a neat idea.
I thought I was gonna die. So.
This is TPK time.
So I'm just saying, Devilos
was good.
Oh my god, I was gonna say something. I had a thought. I picked up my water bottle and it's just gone. Sorry.
You leave me on edge. Someone else asked me a question before I get upset.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys got any other questions for me before we wrap this bad boy up?
Yeah, when do I
How we doing?
What do you mean?
How do you like? Whenever you created this in your mind, are we up to your expectations? Like, are we following suit? Are we?
Yeah, I would say we're on brand or on par for where I thought it was gonna go. There's been nothing that's been like drastically morally questioning has happened yet that I didn't expect to have happen, except for the axe of the chest, which I will probably think about that forever and ever. Definitely this like first arc is not as combat intensive as it will be moving forward. Just because like, and I said this to you guys at one point off mic, I think, or maybe I said at the beginning of this recording, like you guys are right now like the lawful good guys. Like everything you do under the badge of this like higher authority that's supposed to protect the realm. So there's not like a whole lot of fighting you can do before it just becomes like authoritarian police state beating down every person who's a wrongdoer because you're the police, quote unquote. Yeah, like which still a bold play.
I like how we just started this like it was prison though. That was I gotta say something I was not expecting.
That was a very bizarre rule to like come in with, was just be like, yeah, like we're gonna walk in, we're gonna beat up the top. We are the top dogs.
It was like going from competitive to just straight prison rules.
Exactly. Like, oh, what is it? What's the line? I think it's a Watsky line. It's like, you may be number one, but the top 5 finish. And it's like, yeah, like that makes sense. That's like not at all how you guys approach it though. You're like, we are number one, and if we're not number one, we will beat up everybody in the way to get there.
We're top squad, G squad, goon squad.
We haven't brought that
to be fair, at the moment, you guys are like the top, quote unquote, like you're one of 2 top squads. You're the only ones that are like left field ready who are done with training.
Oh, so, yeah, we are doing missions. That is true. We were brought up. But where's Cornbread at? Huh? Where's he at?
Still in training.
Little bitch.
we're gonna. If I ever get back to base, he's gonna get it. No.
Hey man, you can use my duffel bag.
Yeah, that's another one that threw me for a loop. Is the duffel bag joke? I'm just like, I want to look at this duffel bag. Can I fit a halfling in it? But yeah, I really like where we're going, and I'm excited to get into more interesting combat intensive stuff moving forward.
Well,
and it's going to be a good time.
Actually, I got a question for the other guys here. Let's say in that case, how do y'all feel about this? I know whenever we all kind of got together to start this, it was like, you know what, let's do a podcast. We listen to some decent D&D podcast, and we always liked them. They're a lot of fun. Ironically enough, it's only really me, Siller, and Hops that have really been listening to them. And Smoke is like, hell yeah, that sounds fun. Let's do it. But I mean, for podcasts, how do you think we're doing? I mean, is this up to y'all's expectations?
I mean, yeah. I mean, as a member of the team, yes.
No, hang on. Speak as not a member of the team real quick. What are your personal opinions, not your public media opinions?
Yeah. Don't political talk your way out of this.
Yeah, I think it's going pretty well, honestly. When I made Odor, I wasn't really sure where I'm going with Odor. I'm still don't know where Odor is going, but yeah, the character I formed and the world that we're in is I don't know, very interesting to me to understand like all these weird little things going on, like every day you wake up on a cone. Yeah.
Wait. And the thing is, it's like we're on an ice cream cone that's been eaten partially. Like it's almost about to break, like, the cone itself.
The cone territory.
Exactly. But what about you, Silly?
I love it. I dig it so far. Like whenever we did one shots with House before like the podcast, they were always like really creative and interesting. You're like, what the fuck is gonna happen? So whenever he was like, I have a campaign, do you want to record it? And I was like, yeah. Of course. Absolutely. And I've played a lot of really cool characters, but like playing a cleric and like being good is definitely like not on the other spectrum, but it's something different. I'm not playing a wizard, I'm not playing a fighter, I'm not a warforged, I'm not a space cowboy. But I really dig Dell, and I dig the world that's kind of set up right now. It's really exciting. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Right. And how do you think we're doing, my man?
Oh, I love it. Every time we like get a chance to do it, like I am almost always on the floor. Like whenever we got into the religion talk, like I was in tears.
Dude, I was fully
all,
stunned by that.
No offense to religion out there, just got to throw that out there. That was just off the top, just happened to come up, but that was so funny to me because it's like I'm glad we picked the right one. Just like
you're like, oh my god,
like why?
Dude, that was a bonkers moment. I could not keep track of what was happening, but yeah. All right. Predictions for what's going to happen next. What do you think is going to happen in our next little arc?
I think
I'm going to meet my daddy.
I think we're going to level up like 3 ranks, and I'm going to get some sort of solstice weapon. Because he's got a blow gun of some sort, or air gun, magic air gun, and I'm out here just swinging my 2 battle axes,
Here, I'll just give at some point now we gotta like double team it where like I toss you my rifle and then you toss me like a battle axe and we just go for it.
I don't know if that would work. I would probably kill someone on our team.
I rolled in that one, you get an arrow in the back of the shoulder.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't you need training? Like, you're just gonna
well, like I can.
Technically,
I can at least use martial weapons. So if you toss me like hand axe, like I won't really get a lot of bonuses to it since I don't get a lot of strength. But it would still be fun.
All right, and you got any predictions for what's going to happen next, Siller?
I think that we're going to get to this little city. We're going to be able to talk, figure out what's going on, see the other side of things, and then we're going to have to make a decision on what to do.
I don't like making big decisions, though.
Me neither.
Big decisions are hard, guys.
We'll roll the dice.
And I'll go ahead and tell you guys my prediction for what's going to happen next, and that process will start next time on Goon Squad Radio. Thank you so much for. Whoa! Hey! Wow!
You're not just gonna reveal the whole story to us right now.
Yeah. Cool. This has been a fun little debrief. We haven't done one of these like in an official capacity yet. It's mostly just like, how'd you feel? But it was cool to just like kind of chat about it and see what you guys think.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely a nice kind of like nice little breather. But hopefully next time we get in there, I'm putting arrows down range, doing big damage.
You know it, dude.
Yeah. It will be an exciting time. Join us next time on Goon Squad Radio podcast. I don't know how do we end this? How do we exit?
With the what you requested at the beginning, the hype.
Yo, thanks for listening.
Real trap shit. We make it look easy. Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Sponsored by Oval Rettenbacher.
That was tasty.
Beautiful.